Here, back in the fantasy bar, talking some baseball. 6 of my favorite plays for you for this Monday night slate on FanDuel and DraftKings. We've got values. We've got some home run spots. Guys I think could be lower owned. A starting pitcher that's pitching maybe better than anyone in Major League Baseball right now. And my favorite play on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six Pack. It's been a while since we did a video. Took a little vacation, but I am back. 6 guys fresh off the tap for you tonight on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you so much for stopping by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to today's plays, do me a favor and hit that tip jar. That is that thumbs up button. Helps us out greatly over on YouTube. So thank you for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell if you have not already. Videos this week, today, tomorrow, and Friday for MLB. So let's dive in. One weather spot. We've avoided that one. Everything else looks good to go. So our first play on the day in the outfield, Willer Abreu of Boston. So Abreu really swinging a good bat right now. 3 multi-hit games for him over the last 6. We know there's power in this bat, and he has shown that, especially against right-handed pitching this season. Woba over 350. ISO up over 250, so plenty of pop here. And Christian Javier making his return. Last time we saw him, which was last season, in a pretty good sample size, lefties absolutely dominated him. 411 was the Woba allowed 2 left-handed hitters, along with a 242 ISO. Don't know that he's going to go long in this game. I think there's enough at-bats here. I think Boston, a great stack, and Willer Abreu being my favorite of the bunch. All right, next up at third base or shortstop with Colson Montgomery of the White Sox. So not often we get the White Sox, but we've talked about this offense has just been so much better since the All-Star break, and Montgomery been a big part of that, especially here over the last week or two. 6 home runs for him in just the last 12 games, and actually leading this team in Woba and ISO against righties, and the number's pretty impressive at 389, and especially that ISO way up at 286 here. Now, Chris Paddock, low strikeout guy, so we negate some of that worry. Under 16% against left-handed hitters, 205 ISO allowed, along with a near 54% hard contact rate, and that's with a batting average on balls in play against lefties under 250. So Paddock been a little lucky here against left-handed hitters, like what I'm seeing out of Montgomery. And generally, the White Sox not garnering much ownership here. Good prices, potential low ownership, and a good power spot for Colson Montgomery. All right, let's keep the values going here at first base or outfield with Cody Clemens of Minnesota. I think this is a sneaky spot here for the Twins, especially the left-handed bats in this lineup. But I really like Clemens, a heart-of-the-order cleanup type guy that you are getting on the cheap, under 4,000 on DraftKings, under 3,000 on FanDuel, and really been hitting righties well, especially the power. 361 Woba, not bad. That ISO way up at 298 against right-handed pitching. Now, Will Warren, much better against righties, including strikeouts. High strikeout rate against righties, very low against lefties. Surface numbers against lefties also worse for him. 367 Woba, an ISO pushing 200, and plenty of hard contact north of 47% here. Get the benefit of that short porch as well in Yankee Stadium for these Twins left-handed hitters. Cody Clemens in a smash spot against Will Warren. All right, we saved you some money at the bat so we could spend at starting pitcher on Nathan Eovaldi of Texas. Now, this guy is pitching incredibly well. In fact, one of the top pitchers in all of baseball, in my opinion, and certainly should be in the running for the Cy Young Award. I get it. Tarek Skubal is phenomenal, but look at some of the numbers for Nathan Eovaldi. We'll get to that here in a second. Now, this Arizona team, numbers, they've been very good against righties, but let's not forget all the trades, all the moves. They've lost a lot of power and pop out of this lineup, so very watered down. Still some dangerous bats, especially at the top of this lineup with Carroll and Marte, but Eovaldi has been so good. 20 or more DraftKings points in 6 straight starts, a lot of those 25, 30. In fact, he's averaging nearly 27 DraftKings points per start over those 6 games. A lot of strikeouts available in this lineup as well, especially towards the bottom of this lineup, but 5 projected starters, 25% or higher strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. So I think this could be a spot. Eovaldi pitches deep into this game, has limited opponents. ERA is way down there, batting average allowed way down there, and the strikeouts could be there as well. If he gets a 7-8 strikeouts, pitches deep in this game, I think another 30 spot, not out of the question here tonight for Nathan Eovaldi. All right, back to the bats at first base with Yandy Diaz of Tampa Bay. So you know I love this Sacramento Stadium. Just a great hitting environment here. We also have some winds blowing out, not major, but it looks like 9 to 10 miles an hour blowing out to left field. So definitely an advantage for right-handed hitters here. Diaz leading this Tampa team in both WOBA and ISO against left-handed pitching this season. At ISO jumping off the page at 280. Jeffrey Springs pitching decent, no doubt, but is vulnerable to power. 22 home runs allowed this season, 8 home runs allowed over just his last 7 starts here. I think Tampa could put a big number on the board, and I love this power spot for Yandy Diaz. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's continue to give away some free RotoGrinders Premium with our Beast of the Night contest. Very, very easy, guys. All you have to do, click the thumbs up button here on YouTube, head to the comment section, and guess DraftKings points for my highest scoring hitter of the 5 bats I'm going to give you today. Whichever one scores the most fantasy points on DraftKings and your guess is the closest, you walk away with that free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play today. You know, Matt's Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to stay right there with Tampa Bay and add third baseman Junior Caminero, tonight's Beast of the Night. So I mentioned I love this spot, and I love the way Junior Caminero is hitting the ball right now. 7 hits over his last 4 games. 4 of those hits have hit the seats. 7 RBI over just that 4-game span here, and really putting up some nice power numbers against left-handed pitching this season. 276 the ISO, and a hard contact rate way up at 63% this season. Jeffrey Springs, we mentioned, has been decent, but the surface numbers are good, kind of fueled by a low batting average on balls in play against right-handed hitters at just 231. But our power recipe is certainly there, and it makes sense with Springs already giving up 22 home runs, hard contact rate at 45%, fly ball rate at 33%. I think these Rays are in a fantastic spot here in this stadium, and Junior Caminero easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Monday 6-pack. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, whatever you guys want to talk about, hit me up in that comment section right below the video or on Twitter at Beermakersfan and get your guess in. We gave you 5 hitters. Whichever one scores the most DraftKings points and your number is the closest, simple as that, you walk away with a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Tonight, Grinders Live, 5 Eastern, and I will be back on crunch time taking all of your questions, walking through every single position with our favorite plays, values, stacks, home run calls, having a good time. That kicks off at 6:15 Eastern. Make sure you join both shows, but I look forward to seeing you guys and taking all of your MLB questions. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out today in the fantasy bar. Check out those shows later tonight. Best of luck on tonight's slate, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.